You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, B&B fans. Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we've got a very light serving of February sweeps. I say that because the network's been pretty stingy with spoilers compared to past years, and we do expect it to be big action next month. Sweeps in 2024 runs almost the full calendar month. It usually doesn't align this way, but this year it just kind of did. So that's what you can expect, which means it kicks off the end of next week, and we're going to unpack everything we've been given, but please click subscribe if you haven't already. All right, so sweep starts next Thursday, February 1st, runs through Wednesday, February 28th, 2024, 20 episodes. It's not quite the full calendar month because it's leap year. I went to look at the calendar to see what day, and I was like, the 29th, what? All right, so 29 days in February, all but the last day are going to be sweeps, but I'm sure we'll still be unwinding from sweeps drama on the last day. So maybe some residual sweeps spill over. And if you haven't guessed it already, I bet you if I told you to guess, you could probably guess because they gave us spoilers for 2 storylines. I'm going to tell you the 2 storylines expected to consume most of next month. One is, I'm sure you guessed it already, Thomas and Hope. And the other is, drumroll, the couple who's been shoved into our faces nonstop and who appear nearly daily on our screens. Yep, in case you haven't had enough, RJ and Luna are the other half of sweeps. I mean, I know we're still going to get some of the other characters, but these are the 2 focus couples that we've been given. So I, for one, am about ready to start sending angry tweets and emails in protest. We're being force-fed RJ Forrester and Luna Nozawa. I prefer to come around to liking a couple organically over time when they've earned it. And it being pushed in my face is not the way to grow my affection. Take Thomas and Hope, for instance. Talk about a slow burn. I was not a fan of them for a very long time. I didn't foresee a future for them a few years back. I didn't think they'd ever be together. But because they did it over time, little by little, baby steps, very gradual redemption story, it's grown on me. It's the same way the B&B writers made me start disliking Liam. Baby steps over time, but I hope he comes back after all this Thope stuff is over. But RJ Forrester's literally been called the anointed one, and he's the spawn of one of my least favorite ships, Brooke and Ridge. I know a lot of you guys like them. I don't. I prefer her with Belle, if I'm being honest, and I preferred Ridge with, wait for it, Quinn Fuller. I thought they had dynamite chemistry. I loved their flirtmance, even though they never took it to the bedroom. But to be fair, Rena Sofer could have chemistry with a lamp post. She is incredible. So at any rate, they're forcing RJ on us when he's got no demonstrable designing talent, glorified sketch artist, nothing to offer except preposterously enormous biceps. And he's got a baby face. It's not that he's not cute, he's adorable. But when most of your core audience is women of a certain age, putting someone who looks like a 15-year-old on steroids as your male romantic lead, to me, is a little bit of a problem. Luna's fine. She's an intern. These 2 are not the new Brooke and Ridge. They're not even the new Taylor and Ridge. Maybe the new Wyatt and Flo at the most. All right, rant done. Let's talk about sweeps. RJ and Luna are taking center stage in February sweeps as if they weren't already center stage enough. The official sweep spoiler for them says a new young love takes an unexpected turn. Maybe they thought by being vague, they'd fool us. Tell me another couple that qualifies as young love. This has to be about them unless Douglas Forrester has a girlfriend we've not seen. And it says this turn they take could change everything. It literally says that could change everything. Right up front, I'm going to call shenanigans on this spoiler. Unless Luna axe murders RJ, I do not foresee that everything changes on Bold and the Beautiful from whatever turn their brand new baby romance takes next month. All right. Bold likes to overblow spoilers. And when they used to bother to do promos, which they've abandoned full stop in 2024, They were usually edited to be fairly, if not very, misleading. So that's where I'm at on this spoiler. Side note, Don Diamont talked to TV Guide about the possibility of Luna being Bill's daughter. He said Bill's not really thinking about that right now, but says his character feels a special connection to Poppy and is taken with Luna as well. And then Don said he'd love it for Bill to have a daughter. That's great for me. I'd love it too. It would definitely anchor Luna more solidly into the character canvas. Here's the thing. I don't mind soaps having a younger set. They do it on GH and Days, and they do it pretty well. YR, not so much, but that's another Bell production. When Y&R tried the teen scene, it did not do them any favors in the ratings, and then they abandoned it. The other two soaps have done it with more success because they don't take over the soap with it. They have a teen or college scene, 2, maybe 3 couples, generally about 2, and then they use them in moderation. They never shove the teens out in front of fan favorite grown-up couples. They usually do it in summer when some of the more seasoned legacy actors like to take vacation for a few weeks. So the mistake I see Bold making here is pushing teens in the face of an older audience. I expect the ratings to take a toll if they don't course correct. So I'm obviously much more excited about the Thomas and Hope sweeps spoilers. I mean, I think we all knew that Thomas Forrester and Hope Logan's relationship would be front and center during sweeps. I think this next month is going to be make or break for them, with most of the other characters, aside from Douglas, of course, hoping they'll break. So the spoiler says Thomas wants to make his and Hope's relationship official. But then Xander wreaks havoc on their newfound passion, is what the spoiler says. So right now they seem to be on a break from hitting the sheets while she mulls over her feelings about the Emma issue, but it sounds like their dry spell ends in sweeps and they're back to making the two-backed beast. That's great because their chemistry is electric and their love scenes don't make me feel like I'm watching an after-school special that's a cautionary tale about high schoolers going all the way when their parents aren't home. Of course, Xander Avant's not going to give up, but what's his end game? I mean, Thomas can't be arrested for what he did. Not only is the case closed, any laws he broke are past the statute of limitations. I don't think there's anything to be had there. The best Xander can hope for is to break up Thomas and Hope. She's still got his ring around her neck. She's not even trying that hard to hide it these days. I expect her to make a decision and put it on her finger soon. We'll see. I wonder if that coincides with Xander coming out of the woodwork with fresh accusations, because he is back in sweeps. On February 19th, a leaked script for that day, this was a script shown in a video by Kimberlyn Brown, indicates we may get some new Emma scenes. Not that she's back from the dead. I expect possibly a newly filmed scene that would be a new flashback. Unless they show Thomas standing over her dead body with a pickaxe, laughing like a madman, I can't imagine what we're going to get from that. I mean, we saw the entirety of her death play out back in 2019. Clearly, it all comes to a head, 5 years later, almost 5 years later, February sweeps 2024. I know the one thing Thope fans are really hoping for above all else is to hear Hope Logan tell Thomas, "I love you." Maybe she will, but the question is, will she still love him by the time sweeps is over? Brad Bell spent a long time investing in the slow burn that is Thomas and Hope. And if he burns them down in sweeps and then pushes Luna and RJ as the new it couple of 2024, I don't think he's going to like the fallout. The damn shame of it is they can't even fire him, really. I mean, his dad invented the show. He's probably got some option to remain head writer and showrunner into perpetuity. It is a shame. GH just fired their head writers, and one of the ones they hired to replace the ones they kicked out was Patrick Mulcahy, who was an amazing, bold writer. He left in 2019, and you see where things have gone since then. Gosh, I'd love to have Mulcahy back at Bold, but he's going to be doing amazing work over at General Hospital. Bold has won writing Emmys on just 2 occasions, just 2. The other soaps have won them more, but mostly Days and GH, mostly GH, honestly. Bold won in 2010 and 2013, both with Mulcahy on board, and nothing since then. Take note, Brad Bell. So that's the slim batch of February sweep spoilers that CBS has cut loose. I hope they have more coming soon, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. You know, they're not giving promos. They're just not being very generous with the fans. So we'll see. I will definitely update you when and if we get more. Otherwise, it'll be weekly spoilers, 2-week spoilers like usual. But for now, that's all we have for February sweeps. Definitely drop your comments. How do you feel about RJ and Luna being on the forefront? What do you think you'd like to see for Thomas and Hope in sweeps? Definitely click subscribe if you haven't already, and please come back soon. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I'm here talking B&B with you guys 7 days a week, as always.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.